Today we're going to slow things down a bit and organize the information about version 6.4. There's currently a lot of information going around, and I think many players are still unsure. Should you pull now, or is it better to save? That's why today we'll focus on the key points that help with making that decision. Let's start with the overall picture. Version 6.4 is expected to be released on February 25th. As for the preview livestream, it will most likely take place around the 13th of next week. The schedule follows the usual pattern, with a 6-week cycle. This period, in particular, is when many players start asking themselves whether to spend what they have now or save for the next version. The central character of version 6.4 this time is Varka. Varka is an Anemo main DPS who relies on staying on the field for extended periods of time. His playstyle is attack-focused and fits the well-known Hyper Carry archetype. When he uses his elemental skill, he jumps in place, deals Anemo damage, and immediately enters a special mode. During this mode, he fights using 2 large claymores at the same time. The sword in his left hand deals Anemo damage, while the sword in his right hand copies an element depending on the team composition: pyro, hydro, electro, or cryo. The important point here is that the element copying is not random. This allows you to combine Anemo with the copied element to build strong damage based on elemental reactions. Normal attacks and charged attacks form the core of his gameplay, and plunge attacks cannot be used. In exchange, his attack speed increases, and additional follow-up attacks are triggered by combining 2 elements. His elemental burst consists of a 2-stage slash. The first hit deals damage of the copied element, and the second hit deals Anemo damage. His energy requirements also don't seem particularly high. His passive talents increase damage when 2 Anemo characters are in the team or when the copied element is stacked. He also has abilities suited for swirl reactions, where buffs accumulate over time. Overall, he can be described as a classic and easy-to-understand hyper carry. Based on beta footage, the controls look very smooth. There is a sense of weight typical of claymore users, but it doesn't feel sluggish or overly heavy. His sustained damage based on swirl reactions is high, and attacking with him feels very satisfying. Team compositions are also relatively flexible, as he can work with either pyro or hydro-based teams. The ability to switch elemental focus depending on the situation is a clear strength. When equipped with his signature weapon, both attack speed and damage increase significantly. Reaching his first constellation, C1, improves the rotation of his elemental skill and further stabilizes his damage output. Another notable feature is that his ascension materials can be pre-farmed, making him easy to use from day one. He can be seen as a character that fills the gap in Anemo main DPS options. However, he also has clear weaknesses. If you can't build a team that includes 2 Anemo characters or effectively utilizes the copied element, it may be difficult to bring out his full potential. Without constellations and without his signature weapon, his damage is considered lower compared to the current top-tier attackers. He is also a pure main DPS, which makes him unsuitable for a quick-swap playstyle. Evaluations suggest that he is a character who truly shines only when you invest a significant amount of resources into him. In conclusion, he is a good option for players who already have compatible supports like Bennett or Venti. If you prioritize versatility, skipping this version could also be a perfectly reasonable decision. Now let's move on to Varka's signature weapon. The 5-star Claymore Wolf's Training is a dedicated weapon that boosts both burst damage and sustained damage. Because Varka is a hyper carry, differences in weapon strength directly translate into damage output. There is also a weapon skin that changes its appearance only, with no effect on performance. Now let's talk about the banner lineup. In version 6.4, there are 4 limited 5-star characters in total, 1 new character and 3 reruns. The new character is Varka, while the rerun characters are Flins, Escoffier, and Skirk. The exact first half and second half banner distribution has not been confirmed yet, but since the current Spiral Abyss favors Flins, there is a high chance that Skirk and Escoffier will be placed in the second half. As for events, there are 4 events planned for version 6.4, 1 major event and 3 smaller events. The major event is the Windbloom Festival held in Mondstadt, with a strong focus on story content, featuring many dialogues and characters. Participating characters include Venti, Jean, Varka, Alice, Nico, and Dialek. There also appear to be new animated scenes, making this event the narrative centerpiece of version 6.4. For players who enjoy character interactions and fully voiced scenes, this is the biggest highlight of the update. The remaining 3 events focus on investigation-style or challenge-based gameplay and feature familiar content. You'll be able to earn Primogems and Ascension materials reliably, but there are no major new mechanics. In addition, a new boss called Yamori Moon Gathering Forest will appear. It is a large enemy that uses moon-themed attacks and is fought in an open field. This boss primarily drops materials for Varka's Ascension, and its materials may be used for other characters in the future. While the exact drop details haven't been confirmed yet, footage of the boss has already been seen. In terms of visuals and effects, running effects will be updated as rewards in the Imaginarium Theater. These updates apply to Kamisato Ayaka and Kamisato Ayato. The changes are purely cosmetic and do not affect performance or gameplay, but they're a nice bonus for fans of these characters. New poses will also be added for the Imaginarium Theater, featuring characters such as Arataki Ito, Ayaka, and Emily. Additionally, new weapon skins for testing purposes will be added, all of which are cosmetic only. Now let's look at the number of free pulls in version 6.4. The total Primogems obtained from events, daily commissions, the Spiral Abyss, and other sources comes to just under 9,000 Primogems, which is about 54 pulls. On top of that, players will receive 10 intertwined fates for limited banners and 15 acquaint fates for the standard banner. For free-to-play players, this means a total of 64 pulls on limited banners and 15 pulls on the standard banner. Players who purchase the Blessing of the Welkin Moon will gain an additional 3,780 Primogems during the patch, bringing the total to around 78 pulls. Including the intertwined fates, that comes to roughly 88 pulls on limited banners. That's everything we currently know about version 6.4. Are you planning to pull in 6.4? Or are you planning to save? Let us know your decision. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in the next update. And at the end of this video, I invite you to subscribe to the channel to support me in continuing, my friends. And if there is any advice to improve the channel's content, please let me know.